Ladies and gentlemen, another dope episode goes in the history books and it starts right now. Give it up for your host, the one and only Finesse Mitchell.
Oh, hey, Jeannie D's.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up?
We back.
We back
Again.
again.
And one more time.
One more
Boy, I
time.
brought my damn friend. This is my big bro,
Big bro.
Bill Bellamy.
Hey!
You gotta be feeling me. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Bill Bellamy?
Yo, man, thank you for having me, fellas, man. It's a blessing to see my little bro come up in this game. I feel like, I'm connected to your success, man. I'm so proud of you, bro. The progression, always being real, so Atlanta, so Georgia.
I will be so 100, Bill. I don't tell a Finesse Mitchell comedy story that doesn't start with probably Bill Bellamy. Like it doesn't start without saying Bill Bellamy. He's
I
the first
appreciate
person. Yeah, there's a difference between country cats saying I'm on Comic View and then meeting real people who have more than one credit. But I literally came out to LA with a Comic View credit, and Bill Bellamy was the first person to say, "You want to go on the road?" And so I was
Let's get it.
grateful.
Give it up.
And Big E, like, yo, my boy Big E, he said, yo, man, Finesse good people, though. You know what I mean, B? You got to give that little motherfucker a shot, B. We good people.
Bill Bellamy has been a road warrior in comedy and trendsetter, trailblazer, all that stuff. But easily you got to be 25 years in. Easy, right?
No, 28.
28
Wow.
years in. And so he has this massive mountain of a road manager, best friend, security, and threatener of comedy club owners in the small room when it's time to count up and settle up.
I gotta get your money, B.
Hey, this dude,
The threatener.
he's the first person taught me how to count a room the right way. His name is Emery. First person taught me how to count a comedy room. Second, but little Jules, what you doing, Finesse? Bill told me to count the room. No, but you don't want to count the room before you go up. Count the room in the middle of Bill's set. Anybody walking in and Bill said they shouldn't have even been here because this shit is already 2 hours in.
Wow.
But if you start during your set, it could be more people coming. They could have added chairs. All that shit. You got to watch Finesse. Matter of fact, sit down. I'm gonna count the room. You don't not do shit. I'm like, what? But little goals, man. From little goals to big goals, because I'm so worried about the set. But it was Bill and Emery who actually taught me the comedy club business.
Yeah, it's actually it's a business, and here's the thing, I have had an opportunity to work with guys, like Finesse, like Trevor Noah, like Kevin Hart, like Chris Tucker, guys that I believed in before they actually believed in themselves. Like I kind of saw that they had it already. They just needed an opportunity. That's all it was. It's just giving them an opportunity because, when we were all coming up in the game, for me, Def Comedy Jam it sounded like it was an opportunity, and it really was an opportunity because it gave all the guys that were able to go in there and execute their craft, they all became stars. That was what was beautiful about that. And so then you come 20 years later and you see a guy, like Finesse Mitchell that's coming up who may not have Def Comedy Jam, but he's super talented. It's like all you need to do is nurture that. Like, you know what I mean? Put some water on it.
Bill, what are some of your early recollections of Finesse?
I remember Finesse had this one joke that I truly loved, and it ended up being the joke that got him on Saturday Night Live. And it was a bit about like a hood chick at the movie. I'll never forget it because it would kill me. You would always come out to watch it because I was like, what a good character, because it's his voice, but it's like a Southern sort of hood chick. And they at the movies with their girlfriends, and it's a big night. And I never forget the bit because I used to come out and watch him do it. I'd be like, he's about to do it. Yo, E, let's go watch this shit. And so this was before we knew Finesse was going to get Saturday Night Live. And I remember Finesse was up for it. He was like, yo, B, of all my shit, what do you think I should do? I was like, dog, please do the joint. What's her name?
Starkeisha.
Crouching
Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Hidden Dragon. I said, you have to do Starkeisha. And he was like, for real, I swear to God. And let me tell you what's so crazy. I remember when he did it on Saturday Night Live. He called me up, yo, B, that nigga did that shit on SNL. Nigga, we was the one that seen Starkeisha first on Everything I Love, B. On Everything I Love, B. That shit touched my heart to see that young nigga put Starkeisha in the lights, B.
And what's so crazy, man, featuring Bill, Starkeisha was a character. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was a movie back in the day. That shit was bigger than Wu-Tang. It was like the karate movie. But none of the people knew that the movie had subtitles. Right. You had to read for 2.5 hours. So, just making up that character. It's crazy to go from making up a character on stage and featuring and just hoping one day, you'll be a Bill Bellamy to like years later, you're doing that character.
And it works.
And Halle Berry is next to you playing the girlfriend, and Maya Rudolph is on the other side playing the other girl.
On. I see.
What?
Bro, you have no idea, bro.
That's crazy.
I'm having a moment.
That's crazy.
You have no idea, and I never said this to you. You have no idea how much that meant to me and how proud I was of you, because I watched you work. I watched you build that character and work it out and tweak it and X, Y to the Z. And then you put 2 stars in the character. I said, oh shit. Yo, man, I love you for that, man. Man, it's just moments like that people need to know about. Like, people think that success is overnight. I believe success is like food you got in a slow cooker. That thing got to cook for a little bit. And then that thing, when you eat it though, it tastes good in the mug. And that meat be tender, bro. And them carrots be melting, bro.
Let me tell you something. Everybody out there, you know damn well, it's all good. Let me tell you something, people. You know damn well, the difference between microwave chicken and slow cooked chicken.
It's so different, bro. And a lot
don't even act like you getting the same meal.
You're not. That microwave chicken dry as fuck. But this is what I always tell cats, right? And I learned this from my OG.
Who is OG? I don't want you to go off. I don't want you to forget this point. But
George Wallace.
There it is. Okay.
George Wallace is the OG for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a couple things that George Wallace taught me I'm going to share with you. He says a lot of cats want to be sprinters, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sprinters is cool because you blast out the gate, but you only running 100 yards and it might be over after that. You ain't got no more races.
Mm-hmm.
But them cats that run marathons, they run at a pace. And they not trying to win the race in the first 100. Because they know they got a lot more to run to go, right? And so what ends up happening is, ain't nothing wrong with a sprinter, because sometimes a sprinter, you will get there to the 100-yard dash, and that's a beautiful thing for you. But the race is over. I like to believe I'm a marathoner. I'm in this for the game. I'm in this for longevity until it's over. So I'm not tripping off a dude that beat me in the first 60 yards, the first 40 meters, because it don't matter. I'm running further than you. I already got my pace. I'm not even trying to run your pace.
Right.
I'm already running mine, and I'm good with that. And so what ends up happening is cats start falling off left to right, and you still running. And that's the beauty of, your gifts. You can't judge your gift by somebody else's gift. My gift is different from Cat Williams, from Chris Rock, from Dave Chappelle, from Finesse Mitchell, from all the guys that are gifted. We're all gifted. That's why you got a seat at the table, correct?
Right. Absolutely.
There it is. Long as your feet under the table, Gucci.
Now we got people who have been a Bill Bellamy fan for years. Mm-hmm. And then of course with podding is new school to a new generation. I would say millennials, and I would say Generation Z. They way more into podding than our old school.
Then they like podding like radio.
So first off, to just some of those people, how old were you, Bill, when you first did Def Comedy Jam?
I was 21.
You were 21 years old? That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, people.
I was 21.
So if you don't know, but a lot of you do, Bill Bellamy had this massive career-changing set on Def Comedy Jam, and it was called Is or Is That Not?
A Booty Call.
And even when you set it up like that, you got to be so meticulous when it comes to a setup. Is or is that not? Because is that a booty call? It don't hit the same way.
Right.
So you letting people think.
Right. I set it up so the people could get on my page. Because I knew once I set it up, I could run down that street that I had them set up for. But I had to paint the picture. And so when I did Booty Call, I was doing it in the club back then before I did it on TV. And I never changed anything that I did because I knew it worked. So once I realized that it was like a melodic song. You start here, you hit here, you go there, and then you swing, come around the corner. So that's all it was. It was like set up, boom, boom, and then bow, we out of here because we gone. Once they get in there, they're in the world, you paint the picture, and then I can hit all them beats in there. And that joke changed my life, actually. That joke was a gift from God. Like,
now you at 21, I don't know what, did you look like you had a strong take on what your style was going to be at 21 because the jokes matched the suit, matched the high top fade.
Yeah.
I mean, you was a smooth brother, still is, but back then it was just like, who is this guy? And how much longer, because to me, as soon as that happened, it seems like I just started seeing you everywhere. MTV, and then years later, I don't know how much longer because I don't know the timeline, but then it was just like boom, motion picture, How to Be a Player. It's just like it just
it was like that, you know. I'm gonna let the helicopter go by.
Okay.
Give me a second. Let this
I see it too. Look at that shit. Shoot it down, Jeannie.
So real quick, you know, my style was very, very, you know, Jersey, very, I wanted to have some kind of swag coming in. I didn't know if it was going to work for me or not. I know I didn't look like a typical comedian. I didn't dress like a typical comedian. I was one of the first cats to really rock suits back then because cats were more casual. When I came up in the game,
clothes back there was baggy.
Right. And so I was like, well, I want to look like a star already. So it was kind of marketing. I wanted to market myself as a star that people didn't know about, and which ended up working for me because I presented myself like I was already a star, and which is really was a great thing because people perceived me as a star. And then they just kind of was like, well, maybe I don't know what Bill Bellamy well. But what solidified it for my career, I think, was that I was authentically funny. And so when it's real, no matter what you are, what your talent is, people like that. When it's real and it's consistent, you can't just be funny one time. You got to be funny every time. You know what I mean? And so once people got wind of my personality and people kind of liked the kind of energy I brought to the stage, that kind of fed my career, which was a blessing. And, 28 years later, I'm still getting it.
Bro, was there, I can't say haters, but could you feel bad energy back then Well, is it still the same sometimes when you walk into a comedy room? Now, you won't feel bad energy now because you walk in, everybody's like, Bill Bellamy. But back then, when everybody's positioning themselves for whatever, you're talking about the beginning of Def Jam. You're talking about, that shit broke so many people. But
yeah, I mean,
did you feel that? Did you have some of that? Who is this dude in the suit with the curly?
Right. Who was his brother in the suit?
It was different, I was one of the first guys that didn't look like a comedian that was trying to be a comedian. I remember when I was on Def Jam and Martin Lawrence called me a pretty motherfucker, right?
Right. This pretty motherfucker.
Right. But Martin said that for real. Like, and it ended up like his truth ended up being the reality of who I was and how other guys was feeling too. So like I never got love from the guys at first. I always got love from the chicks. They was like, oh my God, that's wait, he gonna say something funny, I know. But dudes was like, yo, make me laugh, which was perfect because it kept me honest. I wasn't, I literally wasn't doing shows for chicks. I was doing it for the real dudes because I had the Peppermint back in the day. I had the hardest club in the game. So I couldn't be on no pretty boy shit back then. I had to be like authentically real, raw male energy. And then the women liked it because I was raw, but not offensive, but just raw. Like raw, like just telling it 100. And that's what worked for me. I was always 100. Like I wasn't trying to be like, oh my God, I'm gonna do these jokes for the white club and do these jokes for the black club. I was just always Bill Bellamy, and I made them get on my page.
Right. That's what I learned from Bill, Jeannie. That's exactly what I learned from Bill. I learned how to tell a great setup, how to paint a picture, right? I learned characters, and if you're gonna talk about your mama, do your mama voice. If you're gonna talk about
bring her to life.
Yeah, bring it to life. And then I learned basically that you can be raw without being offensive. And people know the difference.
Absolutely. They do know the difference.
They know the difference. They know your heart. So even when you go there and you have to say pussy, the people say, and I've never heard you curse before. I'd be like, you heard me 50 million times.
But you said it was good pussy. They're like, right.
Yeah, because it is a difference between saying some good pussy and then some stank nasty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's certain jokes I can't do. Like I'll see some comedians like TK Kirkland, who's one of my dudes that came up. Like some of the jokes he would say or DL would say, sometimes I'd be like, damn, I wish I could say a joke like that, but it's too harsh.
Okay.
But sometimes jokes I feel are really, really funny, but it don't match me. But I would love to be able to say that, but they can't wear it from me. They can wear it from Corey Holcomb though. They can wear it from TK or wear it from DL or whoever the guy that can say some real like a punch to the stomach. I mean, I got my punches, but they don't hurt like that.
Right. It's some people punching with a knife, and I feel like sometimes me and Bill, we just suck a punch in the gut. Like we catch you off guard because you didn't know we were going to say that. But then there are a lot of comedians out there, Jeannie. When they punch you, they also got like cyanide at the end of a
blade. They're gonna take you out the game. Now me and Finesse, we know. I would like to believe, we're more, smoother, but we still got them punches. But we're not like lethal, sort of like killers like that, where we're trying to annihilate the room or make the ladies feel uncomfortable or the guys feel crazy. Like I want everybody to be on the same page when they come to a Bill Bellamy show. I try to make everybody laugh at their humanity and show you how, we're all one. Like we all go through the same shit. Don't trip. We all went through the pandemic. Yeah. I know. You know what I mean? So that's the beauty of comedy because everybody's pen is different. Right. You write your art, your comedy is your art, and you have made a beautiful picture. I can look at it and enjoy it. I might not be able to write or be able to paint a picture like that because it's not my experience, but then I can paint mine I can enjoy yours, and then you can look at mine and go, oh my God, that shit's fly too. Put that on the wall. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just art. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like, and you two are very good at this, but it seems like to be successful, you have to walk this line between offense and being raw, between being authentic and between being offensive. And it seems like comedy has to get close to that line or skirt. You have to balance those two things. So my question is that line constant? Does it move? And has it moved today? This balance between offensive and being authentic. And where is that line? How do you find it?
I'll go first.
Well,
you go first.
Go.
I'm going to say this. The very first thing you said, we got to tweak, because to be successful, you can do any style. You can be Cat Williams, TK Kirkland. You can be, you can be Howie Mandel, Robin Williams. To be successful, you just got to be authentically you and do it long enough to find an audience.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
that's the beauty of being authentic, like you said, being yourself. But to just to support what Finesse was saying, because I feel like I've been a part of Finesse's whole career, is that the line has been like getting weird over the last 8-10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the line got weird when Janet Jackson titty fell out.
Yeah, when kids saw a nipple on a Super Bowl.
When the areola came out, got weird. And then most recently, in the last 7 to 8 years, it got really, really weird because we got all these different people coming into the fold that are super sensitive. The beauty of us being comics, in my opinion, we are the truth tellers.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to be able to stand up in front of a court of people and tell the truth of what the heart and what the conscience is of the culture. That's what we do. Right. But then where people are like, oh my God, that was harsh to the poor people. Oh my God, that was harsh to the short people. Oh my God, you can't talk about giraffes. Giraffes have a tough life. Like, we're like, look, bro, we ain't talking about giraffes like that. We talking about what we see what giraffes is going through. Can you find the humor in it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the little part that I don't like about the game, because people are scrutinizing a soundbite.
Right.
People are scrutinizing Finesse off of one joke or Bill off of one joke. Finesse got 1 billion jokes, so this one joke ain't hit right for you. So now you mad. Okay. So Eric, okay, you ain't like all the songs on my album. Does that mean the album bad?
That's what I don't like. I do not like performing for a crowd that has sat in front of me and laughed for 45 minutes. And then I told one joke. I told either one political joke or I told a gay joke.
And now they mad.
You mad?
I did a joke about a deaf person, right? And the chick got so hot, she cursed me out, but I didn't know what she was saying because it was in sign language. But I could feel it. But actually, the joke that I was doing at the time was in support of real deaf people. I was saying, the joke was, I seen a dude translate, but I could tell he wasn't a real translator. They must have hired him because he was making up his own signs. That's the joke. Right. And so I'm doing all this shit that don't go with what the conversation is.
Right.
She was really deaf and she got hot. But the crazy thing about it was, I didn't understand what she was saying at the time. So she wrote it on Facebook and I was like, you can't please everybody. So at that point, I was just like, you know what? 1 out of 1 million people didn't laugh. I'm cool with that.
Right.
I'm cool with that. I'm not going to stop doing the joke for one person. But if that's a tight situation for you, because now we can't write the way we want to write. You can't let them lead. You got to lead with you got to lead with your instincts and lead with your gift. You can't be like, oh guys, what do you think about the kangaroo? You can't do that. You'll never write. You'll never write from a true place. Right.
Definitely agree. 1000%. And the lane used to be a freaking 8-lane highway going both ways, Jeannie. And now it seems like the comedy business is becoming a one lane, one road, and everybody got to go the same directions and tell certain jokes the same way because you can't offend the people who used to be going back and forth in this huge freaking.
Is my stuff still over there?
That's crazy.
My jacket and everything. Y'all, can somebody bring me some water? Yeah, thanks. Yeah. I just said my mom for sure shit. But anyway, what I was gonna say to you to support that is you can't. If I could give any comedian any advice, don't let like regulations and people's feelings change your pen. You can only write what you know. You can't live my life, I can't live your life, but your life is your personal script. You can write that the way you want to. That's what makes it beautiful. That's what makes you great. I mean, look at Richard Pryor, look at George Carlin, look at Bernie Mac, look at Eddie Murphy, Steve Harvey, DL, all these guys, Cedric, Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart. Everyone's completely different. Everyone got their own style, but they make you laugh. That's the beauty of it. That's what I love about the game. I got my own style. I ain't trying to be nobody else. I'm trying to be Bill Bellamy. That's it. I'm just gonna do me. And when I do me, I win.
Right. Absolutely. Was it an easy transition? What do you say to the people? Because I know it is hard to date comedians. That's all I've heard from girlfriends all my life. What do you say to comics? How do we make that transition to being the star for that hour on that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then try to come back home and be normal and be in a relationship where you're not the star and it's time to fucking clean up, take out the trash, be responsible, be a team player? How do you transition into how to be a player to Bill Bellamy? Still got the swag, but now is Bill Bellamy the family man? Bill Bellamy the
20 years in.
Yeah, like what would you say to comics?
For a guy,
do you think comics? Do you think people should date comics, and do you think comics should date comics, and do you think, like, I just want you to tell comedians.
I can't give you a broad one like that because comics dating comics might work for some people and it might not. What I can give you from my experience is the truth. I've been married 20 years. It's an adjustment for anybody who is a star. Because when you are a star, people cater to you. When you are married, your job is to cater to your wife. That's just bottom line. That's just it. And it's crazy because you like, yo, I'm motherfucking XY to the Z, but your wife, who is your backbone and your love and this, that, and the other, you got to treat her the way that the people treat you. And that takes time for cats. Because cats that get used to being treated like a star, we want to stay at fly hotels. We want to be on rooftops. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. You know what I mean? But your woman, the love of your life, needs to feel like you care about her the way you care about your life, your lifestyle. So that takes right. And sometimes some guys are good at it, and some guys are not as good because it takes you not being selfish. And one of the things that was hard for me that I can share is that, there's a little bit of narcissism being a star. There's a little bit of like selfishness because you got to grind so hard to get there. You're climbing a mountain, your knuckles are bleeding and stuff like that. But what I said to myself was, I waited to have a family. I waited to have kids. I waited to give myself in a real relationship. So you got to work just as hard, it sounds crazy, but it's true. You got to work just as hard climbing the mountain for your woman as you do your career. And it's incredibly difficult. It's incredibly difficult. And then you have children and they need you a certain way. It's you split yourself in like 9 pieces.
Right.
And you come off the road and no one understands what that takes. It takes a lot of dexterity and compassion and patience. You're tired, but you got to do it. You just got to do it because it is fertilizer for your family.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember when you decided that you met your love and you had your kids, and I remember, I mean, literally watching you go through your steps like a big brother. But I'm being honest, it's like everybody ain't made for it.
Yeah.
You know,
For me,
everybody ain't
I
made.
knew I had to wait till I was.
Yeah, it's because
I
it
was
takes
fucking
a
it up
lot.
in my 20s. I was fucking it up in my 30s. It really took me. My father used to tell me life don't start till you're 40. And I used to think that was the dumbest thing ever. What do you mean?
No, but
Don't start.
You need some wear on them tires.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it takes a lot of men to get, especially a successful man, especially a man that is a CEO or of a company, a lawyer, a doctor, or whatever. Like with success brings arrogance, brings narcissism, brings so many
Confidence, all those different things.
all that, you know.
I'm gonna drop this with you guys because you hit a good nerve. Most people pray just to be successful. Success can be a lot of things. If tomorrow Finesse had 200 million in the bank but lost your family, would you feel successful?
No, absolutely not. No.
Absolutely not, right? I believe success is attainable, but you got to have balance because you can't live your whole life and only be fed by your craft. Your craft is only going to fill one half of your pie. Love, compassion, you giving of yourself to others is going to feed the other half. Whether that be your kids, your wife, your family, what you do, philanthropy or humanitarian efforts, whatever it is, because it's just not enough.
Mm-hmm.
I always look at people like Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson wanted to be a star so bad that he got everything he asked for. But he wasn't happy at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't happy. Mike wasn't happy like that. Mike was trying to find his happiness in all kinds of ways. The kids that he helped, things that he did for his family, things that he did for his own children. He was trying to find it. I never want to be that dude chasing happiness. I wanted to be happy along the way, like just enjoying the journey. My friendships with guys like you and Lil Rel and Tiffany Haddish and Chris Tucker and Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart and all these guys that, I kind of came up with, that we have this connection, that to me, that's the love. Like it's an acceptance amongst your peers, seeing greatness in other people, not being selfish and still getting your own cheese.
Right.
I mean, a lot of cats ain't like that, but that's the road I chose. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I feel comfortable.
Yeah, because if you actually need more people like you and Tiff and Kev, and Kat, it's certain people, they're gonna bring up 6 to 9 people if they can. They would bring up everybody if they could, but you definitely see them reaching out, reaching down, reaching to the side, as well as still reaching up. But they're like, I don't want to walk this road by myself. I don't want to. And I know the people who are talented, so I got to help open up this door. And thank God there's a lot of people like you, and there's a lot of people like Tiffany and Bill.
We trying, Finesse. People like Finesse Mitchell. I mean, I didn't know you was going to have your own goddamn podcast. Who knew?
Who knew, bro? Who knew? COVID
did it.
Real quick, favorite interview, Bill, you have ever done when you used to host on your MTV show? Favorite interview. Top 3.
So many. My first one got to be Janet Jackson. Because Janet was, top of her game at that time.
I thought you had a shot back then.
I had a shot. I don't think I was scared though. Yeah. I was nervous.
You looked a little timid. You looked a little timid. I saw the tape.
I was a little timid in the ear. I was a little timid. I was like, when she laid on my chest, almost blacked out. And I was like, oh my God, call Michael, tell Tito get his sister off me. So that was one. And then
why does Tito
Michael
always have to do the work?
tell
Tito.
Tell Janet to stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. And Michael Jackson obviously was also a humongous opportunity for me.
Mhm.
And when Tupac got out of jail, he promised me to give me the exclusive interview, and he kept his word. That was my guy.
You had
Tupac, me and
everybody
Tupac.
phone number back then, didn't you? You had everybody number.
Yeah.
Bill Bellamy was
It
pop
was-
culture, people. I mean, he
Pop culture. When my book dropped, this is the thing for the new generation, for the cats that grew up with me, gonna know, but for the new generation, I'm the most underrated culture king in the game because so many people don't understand how many people I helped get on,
Mhm.
what my contribution was to the hip hop culture, and where the wave I caught that helped produce Jay-Z and Biggie and Pac and Snoop and Ace of Base, Collective Soul, Blind Melon, Sugar Ray. I mean, it's Red Hot Chili Peppers, Aerosmith. I mean, it's crazy. When my book dropped,
What's the name of the book?
Crazy. I can't think of right now. It's called right now. It's called Bill Bellamy, Mr. 90s, the culture, the behind the scenes, and the mixtapes.
Bill Bellamy, Mr. 90s.
That's it.
The 90s was so dope. Oh God.
It's the most prolific, groundbreaking decade
Mhm.
in the music business.
I was about to say
It was when hip hop could no longer be denied, and it's when Black culture hit mainstream in the most profound way, from fashion to the music to the energy to the sexy to everything that we are. We permeated the entire country. You couldn't fade us no more. You couldn't say we don't, because we selling the most records. Kids is buying our music. Buying our music and loving our music. You go from Public Enemy to Tupac to goddamn Salt and Pepper to goddamn Naughty by Nature to Positive K to
TLC.
TLC. Peter, come on, boys. It just.
Yep. And your kids are dressing like these people.
And your kids are dressing like TLC.
Yes.
Stop playing.
Stop it.
Stop it. We the best. So all I'm gonna say to you is, Finesse, I'm proud of you, boy.
Thank you, sir.
Take care of them kids. Keep being good. No, actually, keep being great. Good, anybody could be good. Great requires more effort.
People, when it comes to one of the good guys in the game, let me tell you something. My big bro, Bill Bellamy, easy top 5. It's Dylon, and then Bill Bellamy, damn it.
Yes, I love it.
Hey, man, Bill, I appreciate you. One thing before I go, I want to ask you one question, and you can answer it any way you want to. You still there?
All
right.
Sir.
If there's one thing you want people to understand, I want you to say, hey, this is Bill Bellamy, and I want people to understand this. And then you tell them whatever you want you to understand, whatever you want to understand.
Hey, I'm Bill Bellamy. And what I want people to understand is that I've always strived for Black excellence. I've always wanted to be someone that you were proud of. I always wanted to be a brother that you felt like you knew. I always wanted to show Black men and Black people in positive ways. And that is still my mission, because I love us and who we are. Black is everything. We are beautiful. We are powerful. That's it. Ain't nothing else to talk about.
Mic drop. Y'all rate, review, subscribe. We on all platforms. That was Mr. Bill Bellamy. Go to his social media at Bill Bellamy everywhere. The book is coming. He's Mr. 90s. He's in Nashville, but you can also go to his website to check out all his touring dates, because the man don't stop. He is a one-man monster on that road. Keep spreading that love. Keep spreading that happiness.
Salute.
And keep offending them tight people.
Yeah, wake their ass up. I holla. Like, check out them views. Check out them views, boy. Check out them views.